And let's take a look at wide receivers. Top 12 rankings and tiers here. And for me, up at the top, no surprise, Justin Jefferson. I got Cooper Kupp still in the same tier, man. Cooper Kupp coming off the injury, a little bit older. I would consider selling him in dynasty leagues, but 17.9 fantasy points per game and a half-point setting for JJ, Justin Jefferson. 18.2 for Cooper Kupp. I mean, he was still there, guys. He was still having a really, really good season. Cooper Kupp, 6 touchdowns in 9 games. You know how many touchdowns Justin Jefferson had in 17 games? 8. But he did have 1,800 yards and 128 catches. He still had a fantastic season. Tier 2, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, DeVonta, Adams, Stephon Diggs, all in that tier. If you tell me Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback, Adams would be number 3 for me on this list in terms of rankings, and really close to being in tier 1. But if it's a rookie quarterback, he may even fall down below Stephon Diggs for me. Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase. I mean, Chase, missed a little bit of time, 16.6 fantasy points per game and a half-point setting. That was number 5, just behind Hill and Adams. But in terms of targets per game, he was ahead of Tyreek Hill. He was right there with all the GOATs on this list in terms of targets per game. He's still the number 1. We do have teammates on this list: AJ Brown, DeVonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. Don't at me, guys, about DeVonta Smith. I've been telling you all year how I feel about him. This is not a homer thing. 8th in yards, 9th in catches among wide receivers. I think he's different. He's very different than AJ, but I think he's a little bit safer. I think he's got a higher ceiling in PPR leagues. I think he's a terrific route runner. Is just going to continue to excel in this league, and his hands are fantastic. Amon-Ra. Maybe I'm being a little bit hard on Amon-Ra, but 13.3 fantasy points per game. We're going to add Jameson Williams to that list as well. Up at the top, another weapon in this offense. So maybe we see a little bit of a downtick, but he is just fantastic. He is an absolute stud in this league. Over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Doesn't have the same sort of touchdown upside as a lot of these guys. Adams with 14, Diggs with 11, AJ with 11. CeeDee, I have CeeDee in this tier alone with Brown and Waddle. But CeeDee Lamb, I did want to give a lot of love to because, he spent some time with Cooper Rush, but we'll see what they do as an offense if they bring in another weapon. But he's going to have more targets than AJ Brown. He's going to have more catches. I mean, he did last year anyways, 107 catches, nearly 1,400 yards. He may not have the yardage as AJ Brown. Again, a little bit different, and AJ's more of a yak monster, more targets deeper down the field. But CeeDee Lamb, the volume and the opportunity, I mean, this guy is an absolute baller as well. Was my favorite wide receiver out of that draft, and clearly I was wrong. It should have been Justin Jefferson. And T. Higgins is still fantastic. So not a lot of time spent on the wide receivers, but we're going to break one more time. We went way too long on quarterbacks. We're going to show you the top 12 overall. And again, this is way too early, guys. We'll be able to dig deeper as we hear about new landing spots with some of these players as well.